the most, and she wants it to be on ABC because ABC with George Stoppadopoulos. Have you ever heard of it? Deportation. He didn't want the person deportated.
It is surprising that in a rally in which Donald Trump could not put a word together, as we saw in those clips, that wasn't the worst thing that happened to him. Those weren't the most embarrassing moments from Donald Trump's rally last night in Montana, because before he arrived, he was late by, I think, an hour, absolutely putting the crowd to sleep, boring them during the rally as well. But he was playing lots of different songs, different types of music as he always does at his rallies. And one of the songs, strangely, that he chose to play was Celine Dion's famous song from the movie Titanic, My Heart. We'll go on a movie about a sinking ship, much like Donald Trump's sinking campaign. And that was pointed out by lots of people online. And Donald Trump was mocked for that. But then he was subsequently called out by Celine on. And it was absolutely hilarious. So I just want to get into an article detailing all of that. Donald Trump is being lampooned for the ironic use of Celine Dion's Oscar-winning song from Titanic at his latest rally shortly before the presidential candidate appeared on stage in Bozeman, Montana. On Friday, his supporters watched the clip of Dion singing her 1997 track, My Heart Will Go On, was played on a large screen. It is unknown whether Trump requested rights from Dion, who recently performed at the Olympic opening ceremony that Trump went on to criticize The Independent, has contacted representatives of Dion and Disney, who now owns 20th Century Fox, the studio, that distributed Titanic for Comet. Dion previously refused to perform at Trump's inauguration when he was elected president in 2016. The decision to use the song has been widely lampooned on social media. Many are highlighting the irony that the song is from a film about a sinking ship and was used days after Kamala Harris appeared to be pulling ahead of Trump and presidential election polling for the first time in a new survey. The Democrat took a 3-point lead over Trump. In a new survey, the song's usage arrived one day after the former president held a widely condemned press conference filled with false claims. Wait, did Celine Dion give Trump permission to use her Titanic song? It is rather fitting since his campaign is sinking. One person wrote on Twitter with another stating, "This is so on the nose to what's happening with his campaign. The cognitive dissonance is astounding." One person added, "I can't help but laugh. It perfectly fits the analogy that the Trump campaign is a sinking ship." Trump has used "My Heart Will Go On" at his rallies, before including in November 2020, shortly before losing the election to Joe Biden. So like I said, lots of people online were mocking Donald Trump for this song choice. But the most popular and the most hilarious and brutal for Donald Trump response came from Celine Dion herself. Saying this today, Celine Dion's management team in her new label, Sony Music Entertainment Canada Incorporated, became aware of an unauthorized usage of the video recording musical performance and likeness of Celine Dion singing "My Heart Will Go On" at a Donald Trump rally in no way. Is this youth authorized? And Celine Dion does not endorse this, or any similar use. And really that song, yes, even Celine Dion, the person who recorded the song, could acknowledge and point out what a ridiculous use your campaign is in the toilet. It is sinking much like the Titanic. At a historic scale, Donald Trump is absolutely plummeting right now. And it's not just that he's losing, but he's also losing Republicans. 5 to 10% of Republicans in any given poll are saying that they're moving away from Donald Trump to support Kamala Harris. And that is driving him mad. And because of that, he has lashed out at Kamala Harris in the most outlandish ways during his speeches and his rallies. And one of those examples can be seen right here. CA is mostly incompetent and, in my opinion, has a very low IQ, but we'll find out about her IQ during the debate. Okay, let's find out about her IQ. Really, Donald, you're saying that Kamala Harris has a low IQ, and you can't even understand that playing a song about a sinking ship at your rally while your campaign is sinking is a bad look. Maybe we look at ourselves, maybe we do some inner reflection before we make accusations against other people. And we don't even need to get into the ridiculous accusation that Donald Trump has made, saying that KLA Harris isn't a smart person. She is obviously an incredibly smart person, and Donald Trump obviously isn't. And it's a thing that is always true about pretty much all Republicans, that every accusation that they make is actually an admission of who they are. Donald Trump says that Kamala Harris is soft on crime. Well, it's because he's a criminal. He says that she has a low IQ because he knows that he is actually stupid. So this is what Donald Trump is. It's always been clear he's trying to attack her personally because he can't go after her record and he can't talk about his actually.
Kamala is grossly incompetent and, in my opinion, has a very low IQ. But we'll find out about her IQ during the debate. Okay, let's find out about her IQ.
The record of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is so popular and successful that Donald Trump has to pretend it doesn't exist by saying they have a fake record. It's just, he's really lost it at this point. He's lost the plot. He can't land a blow. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's absolutely hilarious, and I love it. And these rallies have not just become angry and spiteful and vengeful, but they've also become really boring, and we can see that right here.
They want to go on a record that's a fake record. They have a fake record, both of them. How about the new guy? How do you like him?
There were a couple of clips that I saw from the rally last night. When one of the audience members was doing this, they just had their head in their hands, were just kind of done, just kind of bored with it. The rally started, I think it was 10:30 at night in Montana. I don't know why Donald Trump is holding up his cult members for so long. They left really quickly after I think some left in the beginning, in the middle, and of course the end of the speech. But yeah, these things are just getting boring. They are not interesting. Nothing of substance is being said. What a shock that nothing of substance is being said at a Trump rally. But because we had to take a look at those clips, I want a bit of a palate cleanser, and I want to do that by hearing someone who actually has an agenda and has a plan and wants to move this country forward, and that's Kamala Harris speaking at one of her rallies, which was much more full.
So I just want to thank everybody, because I'll tell you what, the level of love and compassion and all of the things that we all went through, that was a terrible thing. And we're going to be very careful. We have to be very careful.
That's a message. That's what a message looks like. And it's so funny to contrast that with Donald Trump. You take that on its own, you just look at that clip and you completely separate yourself from everything else that's happening in this election. And you're like, wow, that is a really impactful and empowering message about what our government can look like when there's an actual leader, right? Something that we've seen for the past 4 years with Joe Biden, and we will continue to see when Kamala Harris is president. That is a joyful message of the excitement of governing. And then we pivot to Donald Trump, and he's talking about sharks and Hannibal Lecter and electrocution and whatever new attack that he's come up with. That makes no sense. And I always talk about contrast so much on this show, because it's important at the same time as we are talking about how terrible Donald Trump is. It is good to introduce voters to Kamala Harris, her record, her agenda, her bio, what she is all about, her values. And I think that does it right there. We know the most important thing that we need to know about Kamala Harris, and that's who she's fighting for. She's fighting for us. Donald Trump is fighting for himself. He's fighting to stay out of jail. He's fighting to, write a big tax cut for him and his rich friends. He's fighting to escape sharks. I think sometimes he says, I don't know, but he's not fighting for us. And that is abundantly clear. Kamala Harris is, Tim Walz is, this ticket is. And that's why I'm so excited about it. And if you are as well, make sure that you maybe are excited about this channel and you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you soon.